Welcome to today's Emunah Minute. In today's Daf Yomi, we had a beautiful Gemara. The Gemara Meseches Megillah Daf Tesvav Amud Aleph, page 15a, says something so beautiful. Rabbi Elazar says the name of Rabbi Chanina, Bo'u re'ei, come and see, Shelo k'midas HaKadosh Baruch Hu midas basar v'dam, how different God is than man. The way that God acts is so fundamentally different than man. How so? Midas basar v'dam, a human being, what does he do? Shofes kedera v'achar kach nosin b'mayim. First he takes a pot, he wants to boil water. First he takes a pot, puts the pot on the stove, then puts the water into the pot. And the Gemara says, Kadosh Baruch Hu, but God doesn't do that. Instead, what does God do? No sein mayim. Kadosh Baruch Hu first puts the water, and then he places the pot around the water. And the Gemara quotes the pasuk, the beautiful pasuk that indicates, quoting the pasuk from Yirmiyahu, from the prophet Jeremiah, that says that HaKadosh Baruch Hu Kiviyachol creates the water before he creates the clouds. First he creates the water, and then he creates the clouds to go ahead and encase the water. So very interesting mashal, very interesting parable. Man has to first put the pot and then put the water into the pot. HaKadosh Baruch Hu first puts the water and then builds the pot around the water. And what a chazal, what are the rabbis trying to teach us? And perhaps the water and the pot themselves represent two different things. The water is the goal. Meaning what? A person puts up a pot of water to boil the water. The goal is to boil the water. The water represents what you want. The k'deira, the pot, is the kli, is the utensil, is the means through which you accomplish your goal. And perhaps the Gemara is teaching us is, the greatness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu is that Ribono Shel Olam is goal-oriented. He knows what he wants, and he starts with it. And first he starts with the goal. He starts with the goal, the water. And then he builds the entire construct around the water, around the goal, so as to enable the actualization of the goal. That's the greatness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Start with the water, start with the goal, and then build all of the other, build the framework, the pot all around it. Man, however, is not like that. Man often begins with the pot and then puts the water in afterwards. And perhaps what Chazal are trying to teach us is sometimes what is a failing, or a failure, maybe a shortcoming that often we all face, which is we have plans, we have dreams, aspirations, goals. There's water. There are things that I want to accomplish. And often then I realize to accomplish something, I need a pot. Right? You can't accomplish something. You can't cross the finish line unless you run the race. So I can't accomplish my goals unless I have a plan somehow to be able to get there. So man creates the pot in order to go ahead and place the water inside of it. But you know what sometimes happens? Sometimes we get so wrapped up in the pot. We get so wrapped up with the process. We get so wrapped up in the planning that we never really get around to the water. There are so many things that I want to do, so many things I want to accomplish, and maybe I even started on them, but I just haven't launched. I just haven't succeeded. I haven't crossed the finish line. And the Gemara says, herein lies the difference between HaKadosh Baruch Hu and man. The Ribono Shel Olam begins with the end. He begins with the conclusion. He begins with the result. He begins with the water. And then his job as God is to create the circumstances around the water so as to allow the water to sustain, the water to be maintained. But the greatness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu is he doesn't have to go through the journey in order to get to the result. He can start with the result and then build the journey, build the pot around it. Man, we have to first build the pot. I have to create the framework for success. I have to create the process. And then only afterwards can I have the waters of success. But we have to avoid the danger of getting so caught up in the process, so caught up in the journey, so caught up in the kedera, in the pot, that I never allow the water to actualize. You see, each of us is a spark of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And just like the Ribono Shel Olam has the ability to bring about results, we also do. We have to find the courage to plan. We have to find the courage to create the pot, to create the kedera. We have to find the courage and the wisdom to create the plan and the life framework which allows for the actualization of our success. But we can't get so caught up in the plan, so caught up in the pot, so caught up in the process that we forget the water of success. May we be Zocheh Emiras Hashem to emulate our Creator in this way. Create the pot of planning, but at the same time, make sure we get the taste of the waters of success. Wishing everyone a wonderful day.